What's up, guys? I hope you're all fantastic. I'm Anthony. This is the Silver Screen Analysis. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Today we have a wild movie to talk about. It's a little bit Lake Placid, it's a little bit Jaws. It's The Meg, starring Jason Statham and a 70-foot prehistoric shark called a Megalodon. The story in this one is a little bit formulaic, but it definitely does its best to appeal to a wide audience.
Is this a comedy? I thought it was, action-adventure.
It is, it's all three.
It follows a former naval captain and an expert diver played by Jason Statham that is tasked with a rescue mission when a research project goes wrong. A team of scientists have been stranded at the deepest depths of the Mariana Trench, and soon they find out, of course, that they're not the only ones down there. But who really cares about the story, though? I know I didn't going in. I surely wanted something serviceable and not completely absurd. I hoped for, at the least, I guess, a plug-and-play story that would really serve its purpose of implementing some fun visuals of a massive shark just wreaking havoc and Jason Statham, of course, saving the day. I wouldn't say I had the highest amount of expectations for this movie, but I tend to enjoy shark films, so I was very optimistic for at the least some summer movie fun, and despite some flaws, it did deliver some enjoyable action with a collection of wild sequences that definitely had me up in my seat and on edge at times. First, let's get the issues I had with this one out of the way. The premise, of course, is completely unrealistic. The science that serves as the foundation is flimsy, even with high suspension of disbelief. There's nothing wrong with that, and for the most part, it was enough of an engaging plot to generate valid interest in where the story progression would go. But it also took way too long to get going and took its plot too seriously for what it was delivering. We honestly know where the story is going to go after the first 10 minutes, so the many moments of added story development that really just took the scenic route hindered the pace on a few occasions. The runtime is just under 2 hours, and with plot progression that's very easy to forecast, the added 20 minutes make the film come dangerously close to wearing out its welcome. I thought the collection of characters, Statham included, all lacked enough substance to make you care about them at all. This group of characters really felt like it was kind of following that Deep Blue Sea model. You have a team of scientists, you add a splash of comedic relief, you have your rogue outsider. All of this, once again, more than serviceable for a fun summer movie with a massive shark as the antagonist. Yet, as absurd as Deep Blue Sea's plot may have been, you actually cared about the characters. LL Cool J was charming and likable with some very charismatic scenes. Thomas Jane really did capture the pure annoyance of a man that knew he was right all along but still is just determined to save the day. Saffron Burrows was able to portray the desperation of a person and the ramifications that can have on your decision making. All of these are things that make you care about those characters and their outcome in the story, something this movie was really just completely missing. They all felt like plug and play characters, delivering their own personalities, with the only difference being, I guess, the names they called each other once the camera was rolling. Despite all of that, though, I still had a great time watching this movie. It does get going, and once it does, it delivers all the ridiculously fun action I had hoped for. There are some fun underwater sequences that for the most part are as harrowing as intended. It delivers loads of fun visuals of this gigantic shark and the team trying to stop it from just killing anything in its path, and it does so with some creative sequences that really just brought a smile to my face. Now, I did say the cast felt like plug and play characters, but there was definitely a genuine chemistry between them. There were some familiar faces filling out the cast. Ruby Rose and Paige Kennedy both really did leave their imprint on the story by adding a lot of personality and energy to just surface level material. I thought Cliff Curtis was also a nice reliable addition to anchor a handful of scenes with his naturally likable personality, and Rainn Wilson, he was relentless with his attempts at humor, but he does land many of them, and I thought the rest of the cast all provided something to the story, even though they could have easily done so with 20 minutes or so shaved off of this runtime. And as for Jason Statham, first I will say I generally love his films. I think he's a solid action star with a surprising amount of range, and I definitely think he hasn't gotten some of the roles that he has earned over the course of his career, but in this one, he kind of felt like he was just going through the motions. I mean, he was charming and he commanded the screen, he landed some laughs, and he definitely showed more than enough effort in the action sequences. But something about this role and his performance in it was just lacking some creative energy. It felt very much like a version of Statham that we have seen before, which honestly did work for carrying the film, but I think he just kind of felt out of his element during certain sequences, like when he was down in his submersible, and I think just overall in this film, he was much more engaging when he was out and about, moving around with things to do. Overall though, I thought it was a fun summer shark movie. It gets going and it delivers some familiar shark movie moments that we all know and love. It has loads of violence. The special effects, for the most part, are very crisp and detailed despite a couple noticeable green screen shots. I thought the ensemble cast made the generic progression of things a little bit more interesting, and overall I'm going to give the Meg a 70% on the entertainment meter. It does take its story a little too seriously and would have been served much better hovering around the 90-minute mark, but it's still an adventurous film to just turn your brain off and enjoy on the big screen with a big bag of popcorn, probably on a matinee or with your AMC A-list card, or if with your Movie Pass card if anybody still has one of those. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, share it with your friends, leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when all the new videos pop up. All my social media links are going to be down in the description below. You can also visit the Silver Screen Analysis for a wide range of movie-related content, and here's some links to some recent reviews just in case you missed them.